I
about your
know.
life.
I prefer like the like free flowing ones anyway. Do
Yeah,
you know what I mean? Instead of
yeah.
I know I get some podcasts that need to sort of do a bit of a structure in it, but I think um over the past few days I probably needed this podcast anyway.
Yeah, that's, you're saying before.
Yeah.
What's been sort of troubling you then over the last few days?
Um. So I did a radio sort of talk regarding my up and coming book that's coming out, and a bit about my life, a bit about my past, sort of my upbringing and stuff. And then when it goes viral, it goes sort of viral, doesn't it? And then this happened like a few years ago when there was a newspaper article saying about ex-gang member. And I think people don't actually listen to fucking podcasts,
Mm,
yeah, because I've never classed myself as an ex-gang member. If I wanted to put it into criminal terms, a group of lads and there's 50 of you, technically you're a gang because it was
mm,
organised crime. But we were football lads,
mm.
but did stuff on the estates as well, like street estates, things that you call postcode sort of stuff.
Yeah.
So there was a load of backlash to that. This was like 3, 4 years ago, I think. No, it's probably longer than that, probably about 5, 6. And I tried committing suicide because of certain comments and all that, even from family members. And then it was a few of my mates sort of told me, like, you need to, like, you know what lane you're going in, like, just like try your hardest not to like take the negatives and then use it as fuel. Do you know what I mean? It's to
Mm.
spur yourself on. But at that time, I probably didn't listen to him, so I was just self-destructing, drink, drugs, or whatever. Um, same thing happened again a few days ago. Not self-destruct, but I mean, like I spoke about um, my past, and then there was comments. I think as a bloke, maybe females as well, we always look at the negative straight away. Do you know what I mean? So even if there was probably 100 and something comments of positives, but I looked at like the 1% of negatives, and I'm not on Facebook, so it was people sending it me.
Mm.
And then again, I had the thoughts again of like, fucking, do I deserve to be here? People like saying he's never led this life, but I never spoke about leading any sort of life. I just spoke about growing up. Um, but it's fortunate that I had people that have grown up with me that sort of saying how they felt about these comments and that. And it took me a couple of days, I think, for me to sort of self-reflect and then sort of look at the bigger picture and look what I'm doing in terms of like helping the youth and that.
What do you mean when you say you don't think you should be in this position?
Like sometimes I feel like I don't believe that I should be where I am, like because of the life I've led or the past that situations I've done. I sometimes think that I don't deserve like to do the positive things. I think I should be just where these people are sometimes because that's where they drag me back down
Mm,
mentally. But obviously when you've got a good sort of support network, whereas back 5, 6 years ago I had a good support network, but I had more. I still had a lot of negative people in my life, whereas now all the people surrounding me are really positive. So where I self-destructed last time, it took me 2 days to sort of like
mm,
come out of it. Do you know what I mean? And
yeah.
that was because I've got proper good people around me. I might have switched my phone off and not spoke, or probably had a little bit of a cry or whatnot, contemplated life again. But it was like a 2 day sort of like get out of it and then sort your shit out and pull yourself
Yeah.
together.
I think because because of the certain work ethic that we have, people
Yeah,
like us, where we've been through some shit, and then we want to help other people. People then look at you as a pillar of strength.
yeah,
But at the same time, people have to remember that you're also a fucking human being.
yeah, exactly.
Um, like we said on the phone before, I know people who will only post positive quotes, and I don't give a fuck on social media. But at
Yeah,
the end of the day, we do give a fuck.
yeah, we do.
We do care what people think about us. We've got feelings, we've got emotions, and
Yeah,
we want to. It's almost like well, it is a validation as such. That you said before, you don't deserve to live the life you have because of the way you've lived in the past.
yeah,
I've had many people say that same thing to me, and I say, well, what do you mean the life you've lived in the past? The fact that you've raised children in the right way, the fact you're amazing. What I do is I'll fill them with positivity
Yeah, yeah,
because us as humans, like you said, when I say I don't, the life I've lived, instantly the brain goes negative, 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 negative.
yeah,
But there's also shitloads of positive in there as well.
yeah,
And you know that, but we ruminate on our own thoughts, on our own lifestyle because it makes us feel safe, right?
yeah, yeah,
I always say, like, you can take anxiety, you can take depression. They're all safety crutches designed by past experiences. You think of cavemen, for instance,
yeah,
when in the winter, when they couldn't go out and hunt, they'd all get in the cave, they'd all shove the wolf skin over them, and they'd all go into deep rest.
yeah.
That's where depression comes from.
No
It
way.
stems from fucking caveman days.
Yeah,
The body goes into deep rest mode. Depression. People think you've probably heard people say you got to snap out of depression. It's physically impossible to
yeah,
do.
it is. Yeah,
It's literally physically impossible
yeah,
because what the body's doing, it's putting sending all the your blood to your vital organs, your heart, your lungs, your liver, your kidney, because it's in survival. Literally, it thinks
yeah,
it's going to die.
yeah,
That's what depression is.
yeah,
Deep rest. That's the way I always look at it, as deep rest. And the beautiful thing about what the likes of me and you do is that you have the ability to be vulnerable and have these conversations.
mm,
Because again, people who you help will look at you for as their pillar of strength. Who's yours? Who's mine? Do you
mm,
know what I mean? Who do we have as a pillar of strength? I believe everybody should have a mentor. I've
yeah,
got one. I've learned more from my missus and the guy who mentors me this year than I've had in my whole life.
yeah.
So maybe I don't know if you have or not, but maybe that's something you could look for in the future.
Possibly, yeah. I had a conversation with this is an old wise Rastafarian man. He must,
Nobody better.
yeah. So he must be Leroy McCoy. His name is. He got hold of me 3, 4 weeks ago, but he'd known me for years and he'd seen me, and I've actually seen him in person without me knowing who he is. And he comes from like he's from Birmingham ways, Wolverhampton, Birmingham ways, ex gang member, but he's in his 80s. He's just like this, does a lot of stuff for the black community, and he just got hold of me out of the blue a few weeks ago, and he's on stage 4 of cancer,
Yeah,
yeah, for the fourth time. Um, so I didn't know that you could survive stage 4, but
it's
you
it's
can.
it's
Rare,
minimal. Not
minimal,
many people
but
do. I've got a friend who's got stage 4 now, and
really,
he's the comeback he's on, the fucking blazing trail he's on at the moment, defying all odds possible, and touch wood,
yeah,
he
man,
carries on.
yeah, yeah.
But yeah, stage 4, it's minimal. Like,
Yeah, so he's done that 4 times now. Having mistletoe treatment, I think, up in Scotland. Um, and he's been speaking to me every day for the past. I feel that when you went on about mentors, I feel like he could possibly. I haven't got one, but I feel like he's come into my life at a
mm,
perfect time.
mm,
And he's given me loads of words of wisdom and saying that he would like to, for me to. He calls me. He wants to be. Well, he calls me the general. I can't even do the Jamaican accent, but
General.
general. Yeah, to help him with his future quest with some of his community projects he's got set up. Possibly him thinking about someone taking over, helping
Yeah,
when he's
nice.
not around. Um, so yeah, in terms of mentorship or a mentor, I think he's possibly mine, but I've never had one before.
No, mate. Until
Yeah,
until this year, I didn't. Maybe I did in my granddad when I was
yeah,
younger.
my granddad was. Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Going back, we spoke about our
yeah,
grandparents, innit?
yeah. I think so. My mentor, he said to me, because it's funny because when he came into my life, it was only through a social media message.
Yeah.
And it was funny that everything that I was looking for, he knew. He was like 30 years experience in psychology, neuroscience,
Wow.
neurolinguistics, all these things that I'm studying. And he was like, yeah, I do this. This is my job. I do it full
Mm,
time. I'm like, fucking hell, this is
yeah.
weird. And he said something to me that when the student's ready, the teacher will show his face. It was like, fucking hell, that's strong.
That is strong,
And
yeah.
it's maybe similar with you and this,
Leroy.
this guy. Like,
Yeah, yeah,
when the student's ready, the teacher will show his face. If you truly want something,
yeah,
you'll find somebody,
yeah.
And I think that'd be, see where that goes, eh? See where that goes.
Definitely. I think um, there might be another person. Tim, his name is. He's not so much older than me, but it doesn't really matter, does it, about
No.
age? But he's come from a very troubled background, involved in all sorts and all that. But I envy him quite a lot because he's got like the wife set up. He's got not so much like his turkey teeth because I can't stand turkey teeth. But he's got his turkey teeth. He's got a lovely car. This like lovely setup. And I've had that before, but it was only for a bad. It was a very small amount of time. Do you know what I mean? Like it was. I had that little family set up, and then it just went because
Mhm.
of probably me not being able to, like you said, when you've when things are safe, you have to destroy it because
Mm.
we're not used to having that like stability. So that's what I did in relationships. I completely destroyed them, or the partner destroyed them because they had obviously problems in
Mm.
their past. So yeah, he's probably another one. But he gave me a few words. He said about when people sometimes have the foundations and they build they have the structure because they've got good foundations around them. So they've got it's like a really structured like building. So all the good foundations are
Mm.
put in place because you've got the good found people around you.
Mhm.
People like us, we end up building our own foundations, and they break, but we're there still trying to build foundations. So it might take us longer to build that good
Mm.
foundation. And I did think I'd like them words that he said to me because I thought, do you know what? I probably have built my own sort of like foundations. I have, and now I've got good people around me. My foundations are starting to like
Mm.
build, but then but you're always going to have them people that are trying to break them down. But when you've got good people around you, um, it's harder for them. Harder for them to break you, if you get what I mean.
I think that one of the most painful parts of that is that a lot of the people who don't want to see you succeed are the people you've known the longest.
Yeah, exactly.
And that's a general statement. I don't mean that for everybody,
No,
but when I first started this, I had a conversation about it yesterday. That everybody was like, "Yeah, we'll get behind you, we'll back it, we'll help you. We'll share all your podcasts and we'll do this." And I'll probably say out of the 40, 50 people that said it, three have probably
yeah,
two or three. And I get everybody's busy, but the amount of people that have said to me, you won't stop. You'll be taking cocaine again in a month. You'll
mm,
be drinking again. You'll be up to your old tricks.
yeah.
I'm fucking
You haven't.
no, and I never will either.
Yeah, yeah. Have you had any like blips and slip
No,
ups? No,
no,
just
no.
completely like just
Yeah,
stopped.
I'm a big believer in, mate, that the language that we use to describe who we are gives action and outcome to.
Yeah,
So the terminology of disease, right? When they say the disease of addiction, I don't believe it's a disease.
mm,
People will identify with the word disease
yeah,
5 years after taking drugs.
yeah,
And I think to myself, where is that getting you? By saying my disease is, it just leaves the door open for fucking relapse for me.
yeah, yeah,
You the, the the language we use gives definition to outcome, if you like.
yeah,
And that was the one thing I didn't do when I first stopped taking drugs last year, was say that I'm an addict.
yeah,
If you go to recovery programs and stuff, they say my name's Joe Bloggs and I'm an
mm,
addict. I couldn't do it.
yeah,
I was
yeah,
like, fuck that. I'm not saying it.
yeah. See that now you've mentioning that people, because I've had problems with cocaine and alcohol. Not so much alcohol potentially got worse as the years. So I took a lot of cocaine
Mm.
and remember MCAT as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, had some fucking weird thoughts on that.
Oh, fuck.
Done some weird
Oh,
things on it
mate.
as well.
I'm bench pressing the sofa at 6 o'clock in the morning.
I was trying to crawl up my mate's fucking radiator one time, and he's like, "What the fuck are you doing?" I was like, "I don't know."
Yeah, it's fucked up, that stuff.
Yeah, but when I went to the football and that, like, a drink wasn't really like I'd have a few pints, but I wasn't really like a big sort of drinker. And then it was more of the drugs, and then it switched, and
Mm.
then I ended up. I think when I think it was probably just before COVID. That's when I started drinking heavily, and then but again I was on my own, and I had nothing else to do because I had no work. Do you know what I mean?
See, people think it's the drug that you're addicted to. It's not.
No,
People
do you
again.
think it's the boredom, like boredom as well?
So I've studied the neuroscience behind it,
Yeah,
and there's a part of the brain called the singular anterior cortex,
yeah,
and it's basically a bridge between your emotional brain, which
yeah,
is your limbic system,
yeah,
and your prefrontal cortex, which is your rational brain.
yeah.
So, like we're having a conversation here now, we're operating from the prefrontal cortex, rational brain.
Okay.
So, basically, what the singular anterior cortex is a bridge between those two parts of the brain. And what it does, it controls desire.
Yeah,
So, there's a neuroscientist called Mark Lewis, and I've listened to him quite a lot on this. And what he says is this part of the brain controls desire.
yeah,
So of outcome. So let me take you through a description of it. Friday, or let's take football on a Saturday.
mm,
You go out with the lads, one beer, boom, get a bag of
get the bag
cocaine
out. Yeah,
before you've even had it. So it's that desire, right?
mm,
And the way I describe desire is anticipation of outcome.
yeah,
Same when people talk about the chaos of addiction.
yeah,
Chaos is a resource of control. You want to control the outcome, so you fucking set the world on fire purposely.
mm,
You're controlling that.
yeah,
So with this part of the brain, the desirable part of the brain, when as soon as you've got that bag in your hand, before you've even had a line, you go, relaxed.
yeah, yeah, yeah,
Before you've even had it,
yeah,
you could sit there for 20 minutes with it in your pocket,
yeah.
but soon before you've got it, you fucking
Fucking itching,
hurry up.
checking your phone and all
That's the
that.
desire of outcome. That is. It's
No,
fuck
right.
all to do with a drug.
Mm,
Don't get me wrong. When we get into full blown addiction, that process in the brain is solidified. Then it's like the only way I can feel happy
it's by having
is
that.
to take drugs,
Yeah,
but inevitably it makes us fucking sadder.
yeah, yeah,
But again, it's like it's you think of a road. You've come in this road, right? If you think of that road as being in the brain, it won't let you keep driving. You've got to come this way.
yeah, yeah.
But that's not a disease. That's a learned behavior. That's a learned pattern in the brain.
Mm,
And slowly but surely, you can unlearn it
yeah,
and learn something new.
yeah,
The brain's the most powerful fucking thing in the universe.
yeah, definitely.
And it's people, the, the language we use gives anticipation of outcome.
Yeah, I get that because I've known in the past when when I stopped selling and I was buying it, I can like remember going on the phone, fucking hell, how long you gonna be? And then
Exactly, yeah.
curtain twitching, checking how long
Oh,
you're
yeah,
gonna
the
be.
samurai sword in my hand.
Yeah,
Yeah,
yeah. Having a quiet one, yeah.
yeah, yeah,
But then as soon as you get it, like you said, you're relaxed then.
yeah.
Do you know what I mean? But then as soon as you have that first fucking strive, you know exactly what's going to happen. You know that you're going to be up until possibly the next day or fucking the day after, and you know that you're going to have no fucking money.
Mm,
And it's like just a realization of like fucking hell, here we go again.
mm.
But before that, you're buzzing for it, and then as soon as you start taking it, you're like, shit, here we go again.
I got to the point, mate, over the last, I took it for 20 years. And I got to the point where I'd just get so paranoid. It was like, even I'd question my own self.
Yeah,
Do you know what I mean? It was weird. Like I'd be paranoid
but about
about
you,
me.
yeah, yeah,
About it's weird place. Like, never mind everybody else. Like, what's they doing? I'm like, what?
what?
Paranoid about me. I remember fucking hell. I lived with my dad for a bit, and I remember driving home at like 2 in the morning off me nut.
Yeah,
There was a police car down the road. I jumped out my car, fucking as the car was still moving, and fucking jumped up a tree.
you're
I
joking.
was thinking, what are you doing? Like,
Did you get nicked for that?
no, no. They were looking for some kids.
Looking for your car as well.
Yeah, yeah. The car was round the corner by the time I'd finished. Just a weird place to be, mate. But I think it's for me, mate. Addiction's it's multifaceted.
Yeah,
So the way I describe it is like a cake with all different layers in it. Childhood trauma is a massive one. Don't give a fuck what anybody says. It's huge. Have you heard of ACEs?
Yeah. I teach. I wouldn't say I teach aces when I mentor the kids, but the things in
Yeah,
place that when I
yeah,
mentor them, aces are in place. But
yeah.
like childhood traumas,
Massive, mate.
massive. Yeah,
Yeah. And then there's something called attachment theory, Bowlby's theory of attachment.
yeah.
How we grow up and what our attachment type is, our archetype. And I was very much like I wasn't a secure attachment. I was like an avoidant attachment. I'd
Right,
avoid. So you have secure attachment, anxious attachment, and avoidant attachment.
right.
Avoidance the worst. Anxious is you're an anxious attachment, even though you're around people. You're constantly anxious. The majority of people who've struggled with addiction are avoidant.
Mm,
Don't like being around certain people for a certain period of time.
yeah.
Can't really sit on their own either.
No, can't. Yeah, yeah. Always need always in an like I'm always in it. Like I was always in a relationship. Do you know
Yeah,
what I mean?
yeah. With the same type of woman as
Same
well,
type of
probably.
woman,
Yeah,
yeah.
yeah,
They've either gone through some sort of abuse, they've
yeah.
got some sort of drug issue,
Mm.
probably, and they for some reason, and I've worked this out now. They had kids, yeah. So I knew that as a parent now that I always wanted my mum. Do you know what I mean? So I always wanted
Yeah, same.
that family sort of relationship with someone. So when I met a woman, they had kids. I thought, oh, I've got the family set up now. Do you know what I mean?
Mm.
But now, like as I've got older, I I prefer like a woman who's got no fucking kids at all. Do you know what I mean? And but then I've started to like being by myself a lot
That's
more.
good.
Whereas usually I've always wanted someone to be. Always on the phone now, so I feel like I've helped, I've managed some way or another of not constantly needing people with me, but then I've always then on the phone, so it's like I'm still trying to cut that apron string off,
Well, I,
if you
th-
get
I
me.
think it's good to have the communication. It's good to have the connection, but it's also good to have what's the word, like self isolation in a positive way. We all know isolation's fucking awful for
Yeah,
us,
yeah,
but to be able to sit with your own thoughts comfortably is a good thing. I think.
I definitely. I've got like I think I spoke to. I got my little therapy cat. Do you know what I mean? And people think fucking oh, this lad here tattoos gold teeth and he's got a little fucking cat. Do you know what I mean? They think I've got some fucking Rottweiler, but no, it's just a little tabby cat. But she'll come and sit on my sofa, yeah, and she'll know when I'm in a bad place. She'll come and sit on the top, like
Mm.
on the top of the sofa, and literally lie there. And then I'll look behind, and she's there staring at me, yeah, just looking at me. And then once I feel like I've got to a good place, she'll just like wander off. Then it's mad how animals like sense you.
Fucking demons they are.
You don't like cats, no?
No, me fiance, she had one. It got round me in the end,
You
but
got
I was fucking terrified of it for ages. Like bastard ninjas, and they
They are ninjas, yeah.
hard as fuck as well,
Yeah,
cats,
they
and
are.
they
If you look watch like the YouTube stuff, do you know what I mean? With like cats like smacking like
yeah,
dogs and
crocodiles.
crocodiles and
Yeah,
all that. Do you know what I mean?
used to knock fuck out of my dog. Like my dog, I've got a big bulldog. Used to knock fuck out of me.
I didn't realize when talking about cats, cats are the only mammal that have got reptilian eyes as well.
Yeah, they have. Yeah.
Yeah. So they do say like going down a fucking rabbit hole here, but like like with that's why the Egyptians like had this thing about cats with the reptilian stuff and all that
Mm.
about the all that stuff.
Oh, now then, now we're talking about greys and reptilians, and
Yeah,
let's go.
well I've been oh god I've been I've been interested in all this stuff since I can't even remember when since a kid. I've known and I've had feelings that I've had things around me. Woman there sat next to me was a non-believer, and she'd seen, and she'll nod as well. Did you can remember seeing? I'm not looking at her. Them two things standing over the bed, and how they were about 8 foot tall, weren't they? Standing over and staring at us. Am I correct? Yeah. We seen, um, we seen tic tac stuff, tic tacs over our house. When I come off the podcast, I'll show you the stuff that I reported. They actually went viral, and it went to a UFO sort of
Did it?
UAP thing. Yeah, we've seen about 4 or 5. Yeah, yeah. um, but she's seen another one again when I was asleep in the bedroom. She was on the sofa. Not that I kicked her out and put her on the sofa. I snore a lot, so she went on the sofa. But um, I love it.
On me.
I desperately, before I pass this earth, I want to see a fucking thing standing right in front of me. Do you know what I mean?
Just do DMT, man. You'll see him.
I've done DMT before. I've seen the mechanical gremlin. Did I
Yeah,
tell you about it?
yeah, yeah.
The mechanical gremlin. I didn't even fucking know anything about it. And then when I was in Tenerife this year, my mate Tony, fucking, he's done ayahuasca and all that stuff. He's got like a cannabis club over in
Mm.
Tenerife. He's trying to get me on the weed, and I was like, bro, fuck off. I ain't touching that. He goes, have you done DMT before? And I said, yeah, I fucking screamed. Yeah. I said, I hated it when I did it because when I didn't know what it was like. Because my younger brother, he's told me to take it. Um, and I just thought, oh, it's probably like it looks like weed. Like, do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Like, but like sort of like weed. But I was like, oh, it's probably just going to be over COVID as well. So I was taking everything again. Do you know what I mean? Had the shot of it, hit of it. And I was like, blew it out. And I started seeing all these mad shapes. And then I was like, my brother's like, Ben, just relax, yeah. 'Cause I've got ADHD, so I'm fucking like, and I can't relax. It's fucking too much for me. And then I was like looking over to the corner, and there was this little fucking thing peering out from my like living room door, just smiling at me like that. Yeah, and I was like, "What the fuck is that?" I was like, "Fuck off!" like that. Get the fuck out of my house. I was like, "Josh, I need to go. I need to go." Within 10 minutes, I come out of it. I was like, "What the fuck was that?" Yeah, so I told, and for 5, 6 years, that has been in my head. And I said to Tony, my boy, he won't mind me mention his name. He goes, "That was a mechanical like gremlin or goblin that you seen."
Mm.
I was like, "You joking?" He goes, "Yeah, when you've hit a certain point, and these are the things that you can see." So he Googled it. I Googled it and he showed me. He's like, "Was it that?" And I was like, "Yeah, like that." He goes, "Was it smiling at you?" And I was like, "Yeah, it's smiling." He goes, "Because he's welcoming you into
Mm.
into another dimension." He goes, "When they don't smile at you, they don't basically tell you that you shouldn't be here." Um, because he said a few times when you abuse DMT, um, when you go to these other realms or different dimensions, they basically tell you to piss off kindly
Mm.
because DMT is obviously the thing that releases the chemical in your
Mm.
brain when you die.
Yeah.
And they tell you to fuck off. So he said, "You're lucky, lucky you didn't tell you to fuck off." I said, "Well, I told it to fuck off." Do you know what I mean?
I when I did it, I've only ever done it once,
Yeah.
and my mate he was abusing it,
Yeah, yeah.
and we had two completely different experiences. Mine, as soon as I shut my eyes, I was literally face to face with the devil.
No way.
Literally, as soon as I shut my eyes, I went, "Oh fuck!" And
Yeah.
my mate was like, "Whatever it is, just fucking roll with it." Like,
Yeah.
and then he sort of moved back, and he was stood on a pentagram. And then it just like that light is there now in
Yeah.
like my peripheral, I could see a bright light, and the devil turned into a black wolf with red eyes.
No way.
Then he turned into a white wolf with blue eyes and shot into this fucking light. And I just went with him.
No way.
And I was walking around like a green castle in the middle of space, walking down this corridor, and I could feel somebody was with me in a turn. There was like a Roman or Greek soldier
Yeah.
with a full helmet, shield, armor.
No way.
And I thought but he had a black face with red eyes. I thought this is weird.
Yeah.
Anyway, we got to the end of this corridor and there was a balcony, and overlooking the balcony there was a river or a lake, if you like,
Mm.
but there was thousands and thousands of Viking ships,
No way.
thousands. But at the end of it there was a tornado, and I flew into the tornado up to like a next level, and I was just in this meadow with like a tiny, tiny little stream, only not even as wide as this table, and on the other side there was loads of shadows of people. But I wanted to step over the stream to go and see because I felt like it was me granddad.
Yeah.
And as I stepped out, it pulled me out. Like I was fucking bawling like a child, mate.
Really?
Yeah.
Do you think that that was Do you think that you were going back to past things, or do you think that was sort of? It's really hard to tell it.
I think DMT people. Well, this is only my personal opinion.
Yeah,
I know it's probably wrong,
yeah.
but
I've only done it once
I
as well.
feel as though everything that I seen was part of me.
Right. Okay.
So everything is self reflection when with DMT. I believe in
Yeah.
one way, shape, whether your life or the universe is showing you things that you've done in the past
Yeah.
or whatever it is. Because a lot of people who do ayahuasca. So have you heard of Gabo Mate?
No, I haven't. No.
Gabo Mate is one of the leading addiction psychologists in the world. So this in 12 steps, they say, oh, we're totally against ayahuasca because it's a mind altering substance.
Right.
That's what you hear in a lot of, 60, 70-year-old recovery programs. Water is a fucking mind altering substance if you drink enough of it.
Right.
Coffee.
Yeah.
But people say, oh, you can't try this because it's a mind altering substance.
Yeah.
Ayahuasca's from the fucking Amazon jungle. It's a plant. So Gabo Mate, he's probably the number one psychologist on the planet for addiction. He's got two books that I've read, The Myth of Normal and In the Realm of Hungry Ghosts.
Yeah.
That's brilliant. If you to talk about trauma and addiction, read that book. It's fucking brilliant. But he started doing ayahuasca not years ago, 5 years ago, I'll say. And what he does now with every person that's struggling with addiction, I say every person, that's probably a generalization, but he'll do an ayahuasca ceremony with them,
Really.
and it breaks them out of this addictive cycle, if you'd like. But a lot of the people that he takes on this ayahuasca ceremony say that they relived their whole life to the moment of conception.
Wow.
Like, that's fucking mental.
Yeah, it is.
Don't know how true it is, again, but I believe that it's all an internal experience based on who you are as a person. It'll show you parts of you that you need to see.
Yeah.
I've never done a ayahuasca ceremony. I was very moved to do one. Now I believe I can find that spiritual aspect without it.
Are you a spiritual person? Are you?
I think we all are, mate.
Yeah.
I
Yeah.
think we all are in our own shapes or own ways. Because at the end of the day, we all come from the same fucking place.
Yeah.
You know, how can one person be spiritual and not another? I think we just we have to go through certain moments to unlock certain parts of us that are it's like when you're leveling up in a computer game when you're a
Yeah.
kid.
Yeah.
Do you know what I mean? I think some people it might take multiple lives. Who knows?
Yeah. I think I. Do you ever went with me? I sometimes think, fucking, hell, I must have been a right dickhead back in my past life. Do you know what I mean?
My missus has got a good analogy on it. She says that and my mentor has a very similar analogy. He's huge on religion. He studied religion hard. I've studied bits of religion,
Mm,
but he says, and she says that you'll live multiple lives to experience or go through whatever you need to before you move on to whatever's next.
yeah, like sort of not the perfect sort of person, but
Mm,
towards like the
yeah.
person that you're striving to be.
For me personally, I don't know. I
The
don't.
same,
Did I
yeah.
have a past life? Maybe. Don't fucking know. But I think that life itself, Pablo Picasso says it, the, find your meaning in life and then give it away.
Mm,
Or find your purpose in life and then give it away. And that, but inevitably, every philosopher I study, every psychologist I listen to, it all comes down to the same thing, mate. And
yeah,
he says it in the Bible: help each other, be thy brother's keeper.
yeah.
Help each other.
I think we start. I find it difficult when as kids you're brought up to share, but no one can fucking do it when they're adults. I don't get it. I find it really odd that your parents teach you to treat other children like treat people with respect, share. Obviously, to a certain extent, share your stuff, not give away all your toys and all that. But do you know what I mean?
Mm,
Be kind, and then as you turn into an adult, you do the complete opposite. You don't like sharing. You're rude to people, are rude or disrespectful to people, and have a lot more hatred. And I know as you grow up, we see a lot more. But when your parents are telling you to do that,
mm.
but then you're grown up. and then your parents are doing the complete opposite to what they're teaching you. It's mad. I find it odd. I do. I do find it strange, but I do try and put stuff into my children, like my daughter. Um, I'll always teach her to share, and the twins, be respectful to their elders. But I will always follow that path. Do you know what I mean? And make sure the kids see that I'm doing the same thing. So, like yesterday, I was given a donation, um, from someone to my organisation to then donate it, to the Jamaican floods. So my daughter, so we had this bag of like toys and books and stuff like that. My daughter straight away was like, "What's there for me, Daddy?" I was like, "It's not for you." Do you know
Is
what I
your
mean?
is your family Jamaican?
Yeah. So my mum's side of the family are white.
Yeah.
Um, I don't sort of know their history as such. I know I think there's German in there somewhere. But on my dad's side, um, there's Jamaican and Indian. My nan was Jamaican Indian, like a settler, and then my granddad was a Rasta Jamaican.
Was it?
Yeah, yeah. But unfortunately, I can't remember any of them. I remember seeing my granddad once.
Mm.
I don't really remember him. But yeah, we've come from like an Indian Jamaican sort of background, so I've got bits of
I bet you
fucking.
the food is fucking fantastic in that house.
It's fucking is if I spent any time with them.
Yeah.
See, I'm not close to any of my family.
Yeah.
Not one. Well, obviously, tell a lie. I'm close to my cousin Gemma.
Mm.
She's like she's my next of kin basically. I put her as my next of kin on everything. Our
Mm.
family's very dysfunctional.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Aren't
So
they all?
yeah. So I just try and make sure that my children, my daughter's mum, like she's got like her family are quite close. So my daughter sees that as well. So my daughter's got close siblings as well, like her sisters. So I try and install as much family stuff as possible. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? Because my daughter doesn't really have much time with my side of the family, and plus, I don't care whether I say it on here. She don't like him, yeah,
Mm.
and she sees straight through him. And she's 7. It's
Yeah.
not through any sort of information I've done. I've probably done it once when I've been on the phone and and she's heard it, but she's been a toddler. Do you know what I mean? But
Yeah.
she's grown, and I don't really talk about any of my family in front of her because I don't want her to grow up thinking that I'm pushing a narrative onto her. I'd
Mm.
rather her find out for herself. Same with my twins as well. But they found out for themselves, and they don't like them. But going back to the sharing thing, she was like, what's for me? Yeah. And I'm like, "Wow, just you can't have these toys." And she's like, "Why?" And I said, "There's been a big flood in Jamaica. Have you been told it at school, or have your mum or whatnot said anything?" She goes, "Oh yeah." I said, "Well, they've got no they've got no food and they've got no stuff, so we're going to donate it." So in the back of my head, I'm still making her understand that, oh, daddy's sharing stuff. Do you know what I mean? Because she'll remember things like that. She'll remember. And then I've got another bag of stuff because I know there's probably going to be comments on here. So by the way, I am bringing stuff to the our slot as well. So I've got a massive bag of stuff to give to our kids, the kids that are struggling
Yeah.
in Britain. But I have to be the reason why I went straight to the Jamaican one is because I know the foundation and I know the people that sell it up, so I know it's going straight to where it should be going. So I need to then do research again and find out if I've got this bag of stuff. I need to donate it to a foundation. I know I can just give it to Oxfam and all that, and I can give it to like the Heart Foundation and stuff like that. But I want to give it to someone that's set up their own sort of organization so I can
Mm.
donate it to them. So I've got a bag of stuff at home then that I'm gonna sort of help out our families that are struggling in Britain. Do you know what I mean?
What was it like growing up being mixed race in a
Shit,
favourably white northern area, if you like?
shit,
Was
shit.
it?
Yeah, yeah. I had some really good friends as a kid, like best friends. Like always, when you're a kid, you always had about 10 best friends, didn't you? It's my best friend Jack,
Yeah.
best friend
Yeah.
Tom. So I had some really good friends around me,
Mm.
and sorry, that loved me and I loved them. Unfortunately, stuff going on in my home. So it was shit really because whenever my friends, because the summer holidays were proper summer holidays, weren't they?
Yeah,
The sun was always out for them fucking six
fantastic.
weeks, yeah.
Yeah.
But my friends were always going away. So I used to literally stand when I knew they were getting back, say on a Friday or a Thursday or a Wednesday. I'll be sat outside their front door all day. Yeah, from 8 in the morning until half six, 7 o'clock at night
Mm,
until they come back, so I could play with them just for that hour
mm,
because I hated being at home. And then obviously going to school at first, like I can't really remember green. See, it's weird because I remember my infant school. I remember infant school more than I remember primary school, only because I possibly possibly because I had a lot more racial abuse thrown at
mm.
me. Um, but infant school, I can remember I used to get kids used to call me like burnt toast, and then used to like chuck milk all over me. Because remember, like like break time, used to get. I don't know whether you did. We used to get like a little carton of milk and some biscuits, and we're sitting at the table.
Well, in primary school,
Infant school, we did.
I
Private,
can't fucking remember.
yeah. Well, we used to have like a little break, and then we'd have our like a little cup of like a little milk with a straw, and then some biscuits and all that. And kids used to just fucking pour it all over me and that. And then I used to get, I got jumped by a few lads, and I can still remember the one face to this day. Did it, and even as a kid, I can remember that one face, even though there's a fair few of them. And then I'd go home, um, and then and stuff used to happen at home, and then I went to primary school. Um, can't really remember much of primary school. I don't know why. Um, I can remember the one thing I do remember at primary school, and I don't know whether it was because of abuse that went on, or like I just had a lot of pent up fucking anger. But me and this lad, we used to make weapons to like plan to kill our teachers. So we used to get, yeah, we used to remember the protractors.
Yeah.
So with the compass and the protractor, so we'd like sellotape the end, so they had like the half of the little protractor and the spike bit, and we'd sellotape it round, and we're like devise plans to kill our teachers. It obviously never happened because I wouldn't be fucking sat here.
Yeah.
But like these are the conversations I used to have with him, and then we probably made about 4 or 5 weapons. I was carrying them. Do you know what I mean? And I just used to pull it into you had your little drawer with your name on it and that. Um, one of my teachers, Mr. Kelly, though, I do remember him. He got me into the football, playing football, because I was an avid football and rugby lad then. So I played both sports.
Yeah.
So in year 5, I started playing for Greenfields.
I played for Greenfield, just down the road.
No way. Yeah. So yeah, I played football. Um, but then again, they were my sort of escapes. Because as soon as I went out to like the streets or even just played on the corner or just I didn't even but town was probably the worst for me going into town or going to different estates when I was a kid. That's when I used to get loads of like fucking racist abuse and all that. Used to run along if I wanted to get if I knew I was late for late home, I'd had to go the way where it was like we had my estate and then the other estate, which is like basically joined by a field, and then they have a bridge. So if you get onto under that bridge, you're back into your own home territory. Do you know what I mean?
Do you believe that the UK, I'll stay with the UK, is inherently racist?
In term inherently meaning since like back when.
Just in society in general.
Yeah, I think yeah, of
I
course, yeah,
do.
yeah, it
I
is.
do.
Yeah, 100%. Um, I I've seen it on both sides. This is the thing. Being when I was going to the football, I was a fucking black skinhead with and going with right wing
Were you a
football.
skinhead, were you?
Yeah,
My dad was a skinhead, wasn't he? So my dad's nickname is Ginhead,
Oh no way.
but he was Doc Martens, jeans, and all
Yeah,
that
yeah.
stuff. Funny,
That's mad.
all the dots on the knuckles and all
Shit.
that thing. Yeah,
Well, I, I, I was, I knew there was a mixed race bloke. Yeah, like, but I don't think he was a proper English border front football hooligan. Generally, I was the first black football lad in the English border front. These lads were marching for the National Front and going to BNP marches, and
fucking hell.
these these lot, and then I ended up becoming a racist myself. I hated anyone of, yeah, I ended up hating everyone of black, brown, any sort of skin. Um,
That's mad.
yeah, you'd have
That's got to be some serious mind twisting for you, though, right?
it was so like when if you ever get a chance to watch a film called
The farming.
The Farming, yeah, it's a true story, and the director actually he plays the dad in it, but he was the actual child. He's a famous director. If you see him, I can't pronounce his name, and I'm not going to fucking bother trying.
British.
Yeah, British African actor, but I can't pronounce his name, so I'm not going to bother. But
Mm.
um, basically, a lot of black kids were fostered because the black families couldn't afford them, afford to keep them. Sorry, so they ended up adopting them to white families.
I felt that's where you were going to like rebel on family or fathers
Mm,
or culture or
yeah,
whatever.
yeah,
Felt that there was obviously it's being driven by a pain, obviously, isn't it?
yeah, yeah. So he was fostered, but he was fostered into this family that had a load of fostered black kids, obviously for money. But he was severely racially abused, even in the household by his own like foster mum. Even though they've made up and they've got quite a close relationship now, from what I've read up on and whatnot. But he ended up shaving his hair, and running with these white national front people and fucking battered black people for being black, and I did exactly the same. So I was that racially abused. I fucking shaved my hair. In a nutshell, I shaved my hair, but there was a situation of how and why I shaved my hair, and then I ended up going to the first football match that day, and then ended up becoming a racist Nazi fucking right wing black skinhead, and until I went to prison. I went in there as, like I always say this, I went in there as someone that fucking hated anyone of colour. I went in there like a black Adolf Hitler and then come out like fucking Martin Luther King. Do you know what I mean?
I had a dream.
Yeah. But then when I come out, I then had a lot of hatred towards all that lot. Do you know what I mean? Because I felt like they fucking.
Mm.
But yeah, I was very confused. And a lot of trauma. That's like a lot of trauma based because your mum, because your mum and her fella at the time were battering fuck out of you,
Mm.
and they're battering shit out of each other. I'm the only black kid in that household, and they're all white. And then I'm going out of school being battered for being black. So I'm like, no one fucking not met. People must not like me because I'm fucking black. Then, so then the best thing to do is then be part of something that didn't like me.
Yeah.
And I've got scars here, like from because I used to self harm. Do you know what I mean?
Why did you do that?
Um,
I've got my own thoughts on it, but I just want to hear yours.
right. So I self harmed a few years ago, quite badly. I put a kitchen knife through my leg, um, and that was because I couldn't fucking hurt anyone. Um, so like I wanted to hurt people, but I couldn't. This is a couple of years ago, so that I know why I did that is because I was that angry at fucking people. I thought, fuck this. If I can't express it, because I've got like ADHD and ASD, so I struggle sometimes with trying to get actually I can tell you, like, I can, when I talk, words just come out of my mouth sometimes, but feelings, it's really hard with for me to try and get my whole feeling out to someone, because sometimes I get really confused with it. So when I get frustrated and angry, even though I know I'm angry at someone and something, that's why I'd like done this, and I've done it to my wrist. But as a kid, I think I don't know why I did it as a kid. I'm maybe because I was because no one liked me, and I was just trying to like feel some sort of release. I don't know, or I don't really know. I can just remember going into the bathroom and stuff, and then remember like the little fucking. I used to take. I had the compass protractors things, so I used to do that loads of times. Because I used to go into like the school pencil
Mm.
case and stuff like that to get it out. Probably not allowed them in school now. Are you?
I think from me, from speaking to the people, I've never really I've done one thing which I'm not willing to say
Yeah,
in COVID that was fucking crazy.
yeah.
Um, I've not told anybody what I did, and I don't think I will. Um, but from the people I've spoke to who self-harmed a lot, it was to see the body heal
Mm,
because they were in that much pain that they never thought there was a possibility of healing.
yeah,
So therefore, when you see the wound heal,
yeah,
it gives them the hope or the possibility to understand that I can I can heal myself,
yeah.
which I found quite beautiful in a way, but in the same time, don't advise anybody to do it,
No, of
obviously.
course, no.
But I find probably three or four people have told me the same, and again, everybody's different, right?
Yeah,
They said I've asked them why they did it, and they said it was to see the skin heal,
yeah,
to see that I am human and that I can heal. And I was like, fuck it,
yeah. That's quite deep. That
yeah, yeah,
mine wasn't for that. Mine was I don't like. I don't know. I just fucking was upset and angry. I think about situations. Um, but I can remember being told, and I'm trying to figure out how old I was, probably about nine or 10, about how to cut your wrists and doing it permanently. So I used to always get like the fucking compass, yeah, and I used to like I don't know if I still got scars there. I have, yeah, a couple there. And I used to think, oh, which way is it? Do I go? And then I knew which way to go, but I was that fucking scared to do it
mm,
because I didn't want to die.
yeah.
Yeah, as a kid, I didn't want to die, but I was like at knife's edge basically, and thinking I could just do this now, and then fucking it's all gone. Like, do you know what I mean?
Yeah, it's almost it's like a cry for help as a kid, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, we used to do it as children. I'd imagine we'd all do it where you'd be crying. Your mum or dad would give you the fucking smack,
Mm.
and you'd go upstairs screaming, "I fucking hate! I'm gonna kill myself." Do you know? I used to do it all the
Yeah, yeah,
time.
yeah.
Probably just me, but I think stuff like that gets attention. Then you know, my brother he's a naughty little fucker. He's lost in the world of addiction. Him at the moment,
Mm.
lost. Um, Stole a grand off me mum last week. He had 400 quid off me over the last couple of weeks. He's just lost, like. But when he was a young lad, he was naughty. Like,
Mm.
he'd act up. He had a speech impediment,
Right.
dyslexia, like massive dyslexia.
Yeah.
Even now he's 30 or 35, can't spell for shit. But he could barely speak. I was the only one who could understand him when he was a kid. He
Mm.
smashed his classroom up once, and I had to come down from the high school to the primary school. And I was like, "What's the matter?" And he said, "He's going mad. He smashed the room up." So I said, "What's the matter with you, Scott?" And he said, "I need the toilet. They won't let me go."
Is that all it
But they
was?
couldn't understand him.
No way.
But anyway, I think he then realised that if he acts up, people pay attention to him.
Yeah.
So he's used that philosophy his
Yeah.
whole fucking life.
Yeah.
And I think there's an element of that in self harm as well.
Yeah.
Do you know?
Mm.
If I do this, people are going to take note of me.
Yeah.
People are going to recognise me.
I think there was time that when I put the kitchen knife through my leg, I knew I needed I wanted
Yeah,
I wanted someone to hear that I need help,
yeah.
like because I'm fucking losing the plot here.
Mm,
And I rang my daughter's mum and said, look at the video and fucking claret everywhere. Do you know what I mean?
mm,
Um, and then I went to hospital, and then obviously had the mental health team and all that. But there was one. There's been a few occasions where I haven't called for help, and I didn't call for help. She'd walked in She literally walked into my living room with me, like fucking with the thing round my neck, like.
Really.
But I hadn't rang anyone, so that
But
like
you just turned up.
yeah. So it
Good.
yeah, yeah. So it was I I'm forever in debt for this one. But yeah, I just didn't call for anyone, and I didn't want any. I just thought I'm done now. Do you know what I mean? And I think that's probably that was probably the only time that I didn't.
It gets me emotional, mate, because I've been there myself, and you've probably seen it on one of my socials when I
Yeah,
talk about when I tried to do it when I had to load of cocaine,
yeah,
and I genuinely thought I was going to die, like
yeah,
genuinely. And at the time, you think, do I want to die? Do I not? And I flip between yes and no, even
yeah,
now.
yeah,
But a friend of mine asked me, was it that you wanted to die, or you just didn't know any other way to live? And I was like, fucking best question I've ever been asked,
yeah, definitely.
because nobody wants to die. We just want to get out of the pain and
Yeah, you
suffering that
do.
you're
Yeah,
in. But it gets me emotional, mate, because I can tell from I've only known you 45 minutes an hour, and you're not a bad person,
thank you.
not at all. And I believe we've all got good and bad in us.
Definitely.
But far too many people are fucking killing themselves, mate.
You,
Far too many. There's a lot of North Wales has got one of the biggest, or the biggest, last year or this year, suicide rates in the UK.
oh, it's mad.
The biggest.
I can imagine as well because I know, like, no disrespect to North Wales, but it's poor.
Fucking right, it is.
It's poor, like, and it's like it's I've not like obviously I've got friends in North Wales and that,
Mm.
and the drug scene is meant heroin and all that. You probably got probably big for monkey dust and all that
Yeah,
around here now, isn't it?
crack and heroin, cocaine. Like obviously the pub scene is cocaine, ketamine, bit of crack, depending on what pub you. Yeah,
Gosh,
yeah.
yeah,
Round here, crack over the last 3 or 4 years is huge.
yeah,
A lot of good friends of mine have lost their way in it.
yeah,
Um, touch wood, I've never been one for it.
yeah,
Ketamine in schools, like the local school,
yeah.
there's
Ketamine's bad in schools around
13,
ours.
14-year-olds selling ketamine in schools. They're selling these vape pens now with spice in them in the
Fuck me,
schools.
man.
I know there was um, I can't remember the name, but one of her sons got poorly off it. He was only 14, 15, but they found traces of spice in it
No way.
to get kids addicted to it. See, get kids addicted to these fucking vape pens, and then you make
I
a
fucking
fortune.
hate vapes anyway. I don't. I fucking can't stand them. If you're a fuck, I don't
I've
understand.
got one.
Fucking, I can't.
Yeah.
Yeah. I always think because not, I've been in and I used to smoke cigarettes all the time
Oh mate.
and as a kid and up until like even 30s now. But then I stopped. For some reason I just managed to stop, and I stopped for like 3 years, and started again. And I tried going on this vape thing, and then I thought, fucking hell, like
They're the worst. It's
yeah,
fucking worse,
yeah,
honestly.
and I was like a grown ass fucking 30-year-old with fucking Skittles fucking coming out your fucking and that's I'm having a Lambert and Bottler, mate.
I quit. So last year, I quit smoking, drugs, and drinking all at the same time.
That's ace, man.
Hardest thing I've ever
I
done.
bet
So,
it was.
so for me, the vape is a momentary crutch.
Yeah, it's your vice, isn't it?
Yeah. So I will stop in the next months or 2 months, 3 months, maybe. I will stop. But it was like I'm quitting drinking, smoking, and drugs all at the same
Mate, I
time.
fucking take my half to you, man.
It was horrible. 3 months I couldn't sleep.
I bet you're a right fucking miserable cunt as
Just
well.
do you know what it was, mate? I think, and I speak about this a lot. Addiction and trauma and pain and
Mm,
suffering, you run away from a problem
yeah.
all the time.
Mm,
And people spend most of their lives, if not their whole lives, until something really bad happens, like suicide or
mm.
death from drug abuse or alcohol abuse or whatever. We spend our life running away from this big dark demon of the past. Yeah. What I've done is, and I believe it's probably, and I only say this because of the way I feel about it, but it made me feel powerful, like beyond anything I've ever
I
felt
bet.
before.
Yeah.
But what I did, I've gone towards a solution. So I had a vision in my head before I'd stopped drinking and taking drugs that when I stop, I'm going to study psychology, the brain,
Yeah, yeah.
all these things. I'm going to do public speaking. I'm going to run a podcast, and I'm doing every single one of them.
That's ace.
But it's because I set myself goals.
Yeah,
Whereas people who stop taking drugs a lot of the time or drinking or whatever, they'll just say, "Oh, I can't go near the pubs anymore," and that doesn't bother me. I don't go in the majority of pubs. That's because I don't want to.
yeah.
Me and my missus went to Manchester on the weekend. I went, went in.
Does she drink?
She did, but she stopped when I stopped.
Oh, right, okay.
And the thing is, I think you know, it's the drink was never the problem. The drink's the gateway
Yeah,
to
yeah,
the
yeah.
fucking the big dark demon. You know what I
Yeah,
mean?
yeah.
To the cocaine.
Yeah,
Um, but drink was never my. I've never been a big drinker. You know, I'd
no.
never drunk in the evenings after work. It was always one pint and then just get 500 quid's worth of cocaine straight away
Fucking
and
hell.
just get off me nut.
Yeah,
Um, Horrible. But that was so when I stopped drinking, smoking, and drugs all at the same time. It was like, right, we need to find purpose here.
yeah.
We need to find meaning, and that's what I've done, mate. And it's honestly, I don't. Me missus asked me a question last night. Do you ever feel like you want to use again? And I'm like, no,
No.
genuinely. Like, doesn't you asked me before, didn't you? Doesn't even cross my mind. I don't sit there and think, I'd love to have a line now.
Mm,
Not that, I'm not bothered, genuinely.
yeah,
Because for one, I know what'll happen.
yeah,
You know, I know my world. I'll set the world on fire and fucking end up
yeah.
in some mad fucking box room sat on my own for 2 days.
Yeah,
That, but there's no anticipation of outcome when we talk anticipation of outcome. There is that outcome doesn't even exist in my head.
yeah.
When I think about it now, it feels like I'm thinking of somebody else. Do
That's
you know what I
mad.
mean? Doesn't bother me
Mm.
at all.
I've obviously I don't like I've been in and out of taking drugs for fucking years. I think I've obviously now it's different. Like you fucking I work with kids, you can't.
Yeah,
But like over the COVID was the worst. Like over them 3 years, 2020 and 23, they were like I was ordering fucking because I knew a few people, I know people anyway, but I had a lad that I knew does Deliveroo, and he so so
easy.
it's easy, innit? Instead of because obviously the bit I wanted if I because I knew you couldn't go out and see anyone. I thought, well, I'll fucking have a takeaway, get my KFC or Burger King, and have my little fill up, yeah, and I'll get a fucking queue as well. So I'd ring him up,
The fucking dearest bag of chips you've ever had, isn't
yeah, I'd have,
it?
I'll have my bottle of vodka. I'll have my bottle of vodka, bottle of fucking cherry Pepsi
Yeah.
Max, fucking Q, and a fucking Burger King chicken royale. Yeah,
What you getting 250 quid out for that fucking bag?
I did just turn up with it. Literally turn up with a fucking Burger King bag with everything in it,
Yeah,
and that was me gone for a couple of days, and
yeah,
then I'll do it again 2 days later.
yeah,
Fucking ring them
same.
up.
It's mad, mate. But again, that becomes, in a way, it's weird because that state of psychosis, like you talk about goblins.
Mm,
I was seeing demons and stuff when I was 2 days deep, where I couldn't physically get any more up my nose. I'd have to tip my head back and tip it in and just hold my nose like this until
fuck.
it. But I was seeing weird little monsters running around my bedroom and all sorts, mate. It was weird, like strange, man. But what that became was that became my place where reality didn't exist.
Yeah,
So a place where reality doesn't exist, the pain doesn't exist either.
yeah.
And when I was in those moments, mate, there was no pain.
No.
There was just mad craziness.
Yeah, yeah.
And that's what I believe addiction is. I believe deep down in my heart, mate, I believe addiction is a response to pain and suffering.
I agree to that because I think the only reason why I know there's people out there that have got a fucking lovely life that that choose to fucking drink and take drugs, but generally people that have got that take a lot of drink and drugs are people that have gone
Mm.
through fucking shit in their life, and I know for 100% fact that the only reason why I started taking drugs and drinking, but mainly drugs, was because I wanted to get away from the shit that was going on at home. And then I was chilling with a fucking with this bloke who's got skins tattooed on his forehead and a swastika on his hand from fucking Scotland, Rab. No teeth. Hey, you! Got a fucking black dog called Benji, which I used to laugh at. And I was there with this was probably my gateway to fucking football as well. Like, but he was there, and I was there smoking fucking weed, and he's like this big ass fucking bloke, and I'm there smoking weed with a few of my mates, and that was. But I don't think weed was a gateway. It was, it was just I enjoyed me taking weed was just me like just getting away, and then obviously the other drugs were introduced. But I don't
Is weed the biggest drug of yours?
weed, nah,
No.
heroin.
Or was it?
Yeah,
You know.
yeah. I took heroin. He's dead now, anyway. Um, he's a dickhead anyway, but he was a fucking bully. But um, me and him, um, we sell coke, and then crack used to be something that because we used to sell crack as well. I used to sell bits of it, not big compared to the lads that I used to hang around with. So we'd have a massive house party, loads of birds there, loads of lads and all that, get on the sniff and all that. And then it'd be like, oh, should we get on the pipe? Like, because we just that fed up with the sniff. And then I'd have a few pipes and that. And then there was one night everyone had gone, and he must have been he died from heroin.
The Scottish fella.
No, not this Scottish fella.
Oh,
I was this Scottish fella. The first time I seen someone gouching out on heroin was when I was just I skived off school, and me and a few lads went to his house, and his daughter, she must have been only about 14, 15, 16 maybe. And he's like, "That's don't sit on the bed." I can't be asked to do the Scottish accent again. Don't sit on the bed because my daughter's there. She's gouching out, and she was probably about 14, 15. She come down from school. Yeah, down from
what's
school.
gouging out? What's that mean?
She was turkeying for
Oh,
heroin.
was she? Yeah.
Yeah, yeah. Hey, she's gouching out. So we'd have to sit on the edge of the bed, and they were there fucking doing our fucking weed shotties and all that. That was the first time I've seen someone on turkey and on heroin, but she was the same age as me. Do you know what I mean? I'm fucking skiving school, and she's fucking turkeying for fucking smack.
Fuck it.
And then yeah, and then the time I did it, this lad just was like, "Do you want to?" He goes, "I'm gonna get some brown, some B." And I said, "Oh, I don't know." He said, "Have you done it before?" I was like, "Nah, the fuck." So we went to pick it up, and then went into the fucking telephone box where you could still ring people from the telephone box, and we just sat there chasing a dragon there in the telephone
Did you
box.
smoke it?
Yeah,
Yeah.
and I fucking hated it, and I
Did you?
didn't. I fucking hated it. Never touched it again. Don't even fucking know why. I didn't even know when I took it. Then I was like, I don't even know why people fucking can get addicted to that. But obviously, it's people do. Obviously, it's a
Mm.
fucking people are always fucking
I've heard some people say like it's the most amazing experience
fuck
you'll
that.
ever have.
I hated it.
Yeah.
I smoked it once and I fucking hated it. Never. It took me 8 hours though to get from his house to my nan's, and she only lived 20 minutes down the road.
Crawling down the street.
Literally, I was there at dark, and I was at his house at like until about 2, 3 in the morning. I got back to my nan's at like 9:30.
What was the feeling? Were you conscious? Did you know where you were? Is it?
Well, no, obviously it took me fucking 8 hours to get to my nan's.
Yeah. Yeah. Yeah.
But I can't remember I can't remember the feelings though.
Can you?
No, because I think I had that because we used to get like ounces sent in of coke. Do you know what I mean? So, like on a weekend, we'd go through like half ounce. Do you know what I mean? But I would like that's just through one person, but we could have gone through a quarter with another. Do you know what I mean? So you don't know how much fucking sniff you've
Mm.
done throughout the weekend, and then you've had a couple of pipes and that as well. You fucking by then. And we're doing Calvin Klein's then as well, so
Yeah.
we're fucking doing the cat and the coke, mixing it up and all that. So by then, you don't fucking know. You can't.
Yeah.
There's no
Time doesn't exist, does
time
it?
doesn't exist, and feelings of a drug probably you can't even crack. Obviously, you could still have that feeling, but I think I'd gone to that point of like, don't even fucking know what the fucking fuss is about that. But I just knew it took me about 7, 8 hours to get back to my hands, and I was like, I was ashamed
Mm.
because I was there fucking 13 off, 13 off stone, fucking taking test and Decker because I'm fucking taking steads at the time, selling coke, and I'm fucking taking heroin. I was ashamed, and Um, I never touched it again. And but yeah, that taking that, I've taken Yabba. When I lived, my best mate will always say, "You didn't live in fucking Thailand or Cambodia. You were there on holiday for 8 weeks." And I was like, "No, I wasn't. I was there 12." But I went to Cambodia for 12 weeks and took Yabba and that,
Oh yeah, yeah,
which is the pink crystal meth
yeah.
and all that. And we were smoking it on the fucking machetes with all the she-males and all that, fucking partying like fuck. Um, and then I've done meth as well, like crystal meth.
Oh yeah. It's
Yeah,
supposed to be the most addictive, I think, crystal meth, isn't it?
it is. But again, like I fucking hated it because it just, I hated the people to do it for this as a sex drug as well, don't they? So like people
Mm.
take all that stuff for sex and that. You can see why, because I was using it in parties and stuff like that. But
That MCAT, that was like that as well.
MCAT for me was the drug that if I fucking wanted to go and get on fucking, I want to like go for it, like I want to get hold of a load of birds and all that. Then I was at a house party or something. I would be sniffing an eighth of fucking
Mm.
MCAT. Do you know what I mean? Because all them thoughts of like all
Mm.
them promiscuous thoughts that you've got in your head, I played out.
Mm.
Do you know what I mean?
I think the conversation I've had with my missus one, a few others, like addiction can be anything. It doesn't have to. It can be
Yeah,
behavioural as well. So
yeah,
porn, sex. I've been addicted to this porn and sex, 100%.
same here.
And I believe again, sort of the casual, we'll call it casual cocaine. It
Goes.
lead. Fucking, I've done some weird things
Oh, trust
off
me,
me
I have.
nuts. Like
Yeah,
when you look back at your Google, you've been
history. Yeah,
messaging people, and you're like, what the fuck are you doing?
clearing that
Oh,
history.
it's fucking, but it's embarrassing though
It is
because
embarrassing. Yeah.
sober, you wouldn't even dream of doing anything like
So
that.
you're completely right, and it fucking the stuff that you do when you're on drugs, especially like cocaine, MCAT, and stuff like that. Like I've been to swinging. I've done this in my book. Yeah, I don't fucking care. I've done anything that you can imagine with couples, with
Mm.
gang orgies and stuff like that. Always on fucking drugs. So
Yeah,
I
you wouldn't contemplate it sober.
wouldn't even think about it sober.
No.
Like when I'm sober, I'm thinking about right, what am I gonna have for lunch? No,
Mm.
what's
Yeah,
what am I gonna do for tea?
yeah, yeah.
Yeah, do you know what I mean? Am I gonna go to the gym today? But as soon as that fucking thing goes up your nostril, yeah,
Mm.
like all them are out the window, and you're on fucking like fab swingers, or you're on fucking
Mate, I'm sorry, I've been on there
yeah,
myself.
serious. But that's what you're like. You're on there. You're fucking downloading fucking Tinder again. Do you know what I mean? After deleting it only a few days ago because you're off your nut. Fucking only a
But
few
it's
days ago.
mad though. Like yeah, I've been fucking, I've used them,
Yeah,
and I think a lot more people have than people realize. A lot of
a lot of people that's too scared. I think a lot of people, a lot of men are too scared to say. I know loads of my mates that have fucking been on fab swingers because I've fucking seen them on there. Do you know what I mean? But
mm,
or they've done certain things that they don't like to tell anyone. But for me, especially because when my book comes out and like when I do podcasts, and Boovy said something to me the other day, Chris, who you had on.
mm,
He said about keeping your receipts, about always having your receipts, because when you come on these shows, these podcast things, or you go on the radio or you're writing a book, people are going to say, but I fucking know that he's done this and I know
mm.
that he's done that. Or if you end up getting to further on in life and you become a person where you're a well-known figure in society, this is where you see fucking celebrities get fucking their pants pulled down because they fucking get their past
Well,
talks
I
thrown at
think
them.
the thing is with when you're in this part of, or in these stages or in these circles, if you like, there's nothing wrong with, like, you've got to be honest.
You have to be, yeah.
Like, there's no point me sitting there talking about drugs and mental
If you
health.
haven't fucking done it,
So when I first started the podcast, mate, I went like 3 months without having a drink or a line.
yeah, yeah,
This was last year, um, just before the summer last year, and it wasn't even a relapse, mate. I fucking just didn't. I just had a moment where I didn't use anything.
yeah.
But I was coming doing the podcast from home, talking about drugs,
Mm.
and then I'd get off my head on the weekend. Do you know what I mean? And I did like 2 or 3. It was on literally right at the beginning.
Yeah,
I did like 2 or 3 episodes, and then I didn't. I stopped doing podcasts. Then I had to stop because I thought there's no way you can. But I chose taking drugs and drinking over doing this,
yeah,
and it was only when I got myself back together that I thought, right, let's do this.
yeah, yeah,
Um, but yeah, and I just thought me missus said you're a lying bastard, like
yeah.
so.
I understand it. I've done it. I've done it. I can't count the amount of times I've done and things, been on podcasts, and then at the weekend I've got on it, or like, and that's why I had to stop my organization, because obviously over COVID. Luckily, COVID happened in a sense, but when I was like going into schools and then, or like going into schools and then getting on the sesh. Do you know what I mean? That's why that's when I had to break in that 2020 to 2023, or coming into 24, but 23, and I was like, I'm thank fuck I got that out of my system, because I
Mm,
can't go and fucking tell a kid, even though I don't talk about drugs as much in my organisation because a lot of mine's around
yeah,
carrying weapons and stuff like that. But I can't go into fucking schools or speak to a kid when
I
I've just.
agree.
Do you get what I'm saying?
Yeah,
Um, don't get me wrong. I'll have a drink, but me and no, we'll have a drink tonight, but we'll have a few glasses of wine and watch a film. Do you know
mm.
what I mean? Not fucking buying a liter bottle of vodka and an eight for fucking sniff. Do you know what I mean?
And I think that's important because you listen to the hardcore fucking recovery wizards, and
Yeah,
again, I'll refer back to like the 12-step program. They'll say you can't once you're in recovery for the rest of your life. That's what
yeah,
they say, which I disagree with. Um, but then you can't have anything mind altering. I'm like, well, everybody's different.
yeah,
If you can go home tonight and have 4 or 5 glasses of wine and go to bed, what the fuck is wrong with that?
yeah. Exactly.
Nothing.
No, exactly.
But they're judging other people based off their own inability to do something.
Yeah, I agree. 100%. Yeah,
And for me, like all drugs was ever about for me, and I believe it is for everybody, is that they have an inability to regulate their own emotional state.
yeah,
When I was feeling happy, I'd drink and get off my head. Whenever I was feeling sad, I'd get drink and get off my head. It was my
mm,
answer to everything. And then if we're able to differentiate what emotions are
yeah,
and understand why we've got them and what to do with them, no, you don't need them.
yeah.
You can live a life comfortably. If you want to have a glass of wine every now and then, there's no fucking problem with it.
Mm,
No problem whatsoever. Um, Organization.
yeah.
How did that come about? And where's that going to? Where's that leading to?
Um, so the organisation come about from my daughter's mum, actually. So I was working in a kids' care home, and I was doing 2 days on and 4 days off. And me, obviously, not I wasn't diagnosed then, but I was just fucking agitated all the time. I'm like, fucking got nothing to do for 4 days. I'm getting paid good money. Do you know what I mean, to work in the care home? But then I've got 4 days, fucking sat at home, fucking playing on the PS3 or 4, whenever it was at the time.
You're going back now.
Going back, yeah, playing GTA 5 and that, or FIFA. And I'm like, I can't fucking keep fucking doing this. I need to do something. And she said, you've got all these qualifications. You've got your personal training qualification. You've got like lived experiences. Yeah. So why don't you teach kids, going into schools and teaching kids that are in inclusions,
Mm.
and doing like gym classes for them? And I was like, fucking hell. So it started off as New Generation Fitness. And then someone come round and said, they don't, fitness is just one specific thing. Why don't you change it to coaching? Because coaching, then it
Yeah.
opens up, doesn't it? So um, I changed it to New Generation Coaching. Um, and since then, I've just worked with young people that have gone through domestic abuse, violence at home, struggling with their mental health, excuse me, on the periphery of knife crime, or involved in knife crime. Um, and basically, any youth that's struggling, whether it's
Mm.
in school or outside school. And I've been doing it since like 2002/2018. I've only just really, even though I put new generation coaching up quite a lot of my stories and all that, but because I took, I took like a year and a half, 2 years out near enough because, again, like we spoke about before, I tried committing suicide,
Mm.
um, and had a couple of seizures from it as well. I'm epileptic anyway, but
Right.
yeah, yeah. But this back of my tuff, every time I keep having a seizure, the back of my tuff falls out. So like, it was just a bad time. So I had to take a few years off as well as the stuff that happened over COVID, um, to sort of network. Do you know what I mean? And build up a network. And I wanted to do something different. So instead of going into all the schools and stuff, which I had been doing, I thought I need to reach out to a bigger fucking audience. Yeah, because it's all right fucking having a one to one with a young person or having a group sort of session with like three or four, and you might be able to help one young person. I thought I've been trying to write a book for 6 years. Yeah,
Mm.
so if I write a book, hopefully get it on audio and that as well. Um, and that then reaches out not just to the young people, it reaches out to fucking parents as well on how how to treat their fucking children.
Mm.
And it might also give them a bit of an insight to see where they might be going wrong. Do you know what I mean? Or a
Mm.
young person that can obviously see that they can change, they can make changes, and they can also reach out to me. Do you know what I mean? Because
Mm.
obviously my new generation coaching's still going. It's just that I took another direction to it whilst because schools apparently haven't got any money. Yeah, so like for years and years they were paying me to go into the schools, but now they've got no money. So I was like, do you know what? I'm taking my time out anyway from work. So I took time out from work and just done my book. And then when I did my book, somehow I managed to direct my own play as well. So my book, my book was getting done, I went to a church and asked if they could um like obviously for free or with a bit of a donation, would you be able to hold my play? So the play's based on my book.
Nice.
So I ended up getting, and it was mad because every actor in that play or actress was one of my friends. Yeah. So not one of these people that have just like the fucking jazz handy people. These are fucking. My best mate was in it, a lad that fucking who used to run my cocaine. Do you know what I mean?
Uber driver.
No, not the Uber
No.
driver, no. But he was my runner. Do you know what I mean? And he's a plumber now. But he he um he was on it. My mate, one of my other mates who I grew up with, was there. Do you know what I mean?
Nice.
A woman that saved me years and years ago from
Mm.
my mental health. She was in it. The only
Nice.
person that wasn't part of my sort of old group as such or friends was the woman who was produced it. Like what I produced it, that actually directed. I casted and directed and produced. She directed it. So basically, we were in a church, got over 100 people again because I wanted to reach out to another different audience for because there was parents there with their children, and she was there basically as because I still get therapy and CBT and all that shit. I've been getting therapy now for 11 years, but she was my therapist, and she was there reading basically my therapy notes, talking to me. I was talking to her about it, and then my thought bubble was getting acted out on stage. So I talk about stuff that went on when I was a kid.
Mm.
So I give them bits and bobs of the film, of the book, sorry, and then it'll get acted out on stage.
Yeah, that's
And
cool.
and then somehow my mate, who's a rapper and drum and bass artist, I watched one of his music videos. I thought, fucking hell, them visuals are sick. And I was like, who's done that? And he told me. And I said, do you reckon he would? Because I've always wanted a documentary and a film eventually. And he's like, oh, do you reckon he'll be interested in doing it? And he goes, Butler, he goes, you've got fucking. I've known him for 20 odd years, mate. But you can fucking have a go. Like, here's his number, here's his like email and all that. And then literally it took him 2 days, 2 days to get back to me. And he's like, yeah, I'm on this. And then we filmed the trailer, literally in towards the end of the summer,
That's cool.
ready for the documentary. But yeah, my organization, New Generation Coaching, because what I do is helping youth and mentor and
Mm.
stuff. Next year, I'm going back into it properly again. Just because this year, the year before was networking. This year, I'd been concentrating on getting my mental health
Yeah,
better and also doing the book because I was fucking procrastinating for 6 years. And
mm.
if I didn't have a fucking better enough time to do it, then fucking I'm never going to do it. Do you know what I mean? So,
That's cool.
yeah.
Gives you something to again, like we said before, instead of running away from a problem, instead of running away from a problem, you're going towards a solution. You're finding purpose through, you know, the future and setting yourself these
Yeah,
goals.
exactly. Yeah.
And that's what we're far better off as people when we focus on solutions, not problems.
Yeah, exactly. I completely agree. Because I could have, when I took that year out from work, or year and a bit, I could have quite easily just thought, "Fuck this," yeah,
Mm.
and I'm gonna go back to like
Wallow in self pity.
wallow in self pity and just self destruct. But instead, I was like, do you know what? My kids, I wanted to leave a I want to leave a legacy for my children. Do you know what I
Mm.
mean? I've done radio, I've done all this and that, but it doesn't. I want my kids to say, "Look at what Dad's done,"
Mm.
and then I want their kids to be like, "Oh." That to
Yeah,
show their kids, oh, look at what your granddad's got a book here, or
yeah.
he's like, look at this drama documentary, or look at this film he's done. Do you know what I mean? So the kids would then understand that dad come from a really shitty time, yeah, with all his trials and tribulations, but he's fucking still here and he's doing this. So in their heads, it makes them more stronger
Mm.
and resilient, and it makes them think, well, I'm not going to do that, and I won't let my
Yeah,
kids go through that. Do you get what I mean? So,
yeah. That's always the worry, isn't it? As a parent, that your children will grow up and do the things that we did. So yeah, I'm starting my own business after Christmas.
what's it going to be?
Similar thing. I'm going to be mentoring, coaching.
I remember you said, yeah,
I'm sort of going to blend the NLP, the psychology stuff, and it's cool. I've got 3 or 4 people that I'm helping at the moment, and it's the most powerful thing I've ever experienced as a person.
yeah,
So I'm basically the guy John who mentors me lives in South Africa. The man's a fucking wizard, like
mm,
literally a wizard, cleverest, most. He's done more for me in 12 months than I can ever thank him for. And we've put the work in 12 hours a day at one stage for 4 or 5 months,
wow,
solid, studying the brain, studying the body, studying the way that we speak to ourselves, studying the the other people, other
yeah,
people's behaviors, people's eye movements. Like I look, you've done it today. You'd look down to your left, and then you start speaking about emotions, and that's what people, as people, if I won't go in, I'll go off on tangent otherwise. Um, but it's just fascinated me, behavior, people, and I'm good at it. I
mm,
know I am. I've listened to some of the best psychologists in the UK giving me CBT therapy,
yeah,
and I fucking hated it. If I'm being
yeah.
honest, I hated it.
I hate so. I don't, even though I'm getting CBT for my eating disorder because
I
yeah, because I've got bulimia nervosa. I have.
I'm here.
Yeah, yeah. I throw up quite a lot actually. I've thrown up more recently than I had done towards the end of the summer, but I think it's because I had a routine then with my eating disorder beforehand.
Mm,
But other than that, that's even though that's helped me, I agree with you.
mm,
Fucking CBT that I've had towards your mental health has been dog shit.
mm,
Hasn't worked whatsoever.
no.
Um, I had shit. I had transactional analysis therapy, which I had from which I had just before COVID started and during COVID, and it ended obviously, but I could never see him after because obviously everything was like Zoom or team meetings. That helped, but CBT for me is just
Just talking, isn't it?
it's just talking.
Mm.
Yeah. Um,
NLP for me. So a lot of people seem to think it's a pseudoscience because there's no real scientific analysis been done on it, or
yeah.
there's no real scientific evidence. But all it is the way you talk to yourself and the power of the mind and just allowing you to think differently. So, like I use this analogy a lot. Don't think of a pink elephant. All 3 years in this room, don't think of a pink elephant. First thing you do is think of a pink elephant. because the brain doesn't understand don't.
Mm.
So the brain interprets it as think of a pink elephant, don't.
Mm.
Because the brain doesn't understand negative language. And as human beings, we use the don't think of a pink elephant analogy
Right.
all day, every day in real life. We tell ourselves things that aren't true.
Yeah.
We generalize, we distort, we delete, we hesitate.
Yeah.
So we confuse the fuck out of the brain.
Yeah.
So when we speak, you've got to get through these layers of this onion to get through to what the brain actually understands as words.
Yeah.
And that's what NLP is. It's about deciphering all the madness and getting down to what's actually going on. It's cool.
See, I like that, and I like the sound of that, because I know, like, a lot of my things that happened are very sort of like, I might get months, days, or like parts of times when I talk, or situations muddled up to another situation that happened, or like I'll talk about something and I'm trying my hardest to remember everything that happened, but I feel like my brain's that fragmented. Yeah, you just fucking. I feel like I'd love to get all them pieces and puzzles together, and then just fucking just bit like, do you know what I mean?
Sensory perceptions, it's called, when
Is that
you
what it's
when
called?
you take in all the information from your environment
Yeah,
through your touch, smell, taste,
yeah,
hearing,
yeah.
all that stuff. It's cool, man. You should have a look into it. NLP's cool.
I will have a look into it, because things like that really interest me, and because I know that I'm fucking fed up now of getting CBT.
Have you heard of Tony Robbins?
You've said this on the phone,
Yeah,
yeah.
so he's an NLP dude as well. That's where he's probably the biggest mindset fucking master coach on the planet, the most famous anyway.
Yeah.
And that's his baseline is NLP. It's cool.
So you're wanting to do this mentoring thing eventually. So
Yeah, I'm like I say, I'm training in doing a master's degree in trauma informed psychology at the moment,
fucking hell.
and I'm training to be a clinical hypnotherapist now as well.
Yeah,
So once I'm fully qualified in hypnotherapy, I can start my own therapy business.
yeah,
But I want to do a lot around mindset, values, beliefs, behaviors, skills, all sorts, really.
yeah,
Because I've been in leadership roles as well since I was like 22. So there's a piece evolving now in my life, in my working life, around culture
yeah.
and behaviors in leadership and all that type of stuff. So that's possibly going to be another route, but it's going to fall under Zito.
Zito.
So it'd be like
Is that your nickname?
That's so the Zito run. I found the word the Zito run on. I'll get a plug in here now. So the Zito run means to often travel to an undesirable location
Right.
under the influence of drugs or mental health.
Oh wow.
So as we in Britain, we'll say we'll go on a bender or a mad one. In a part of America, they say let's go on a Zito run.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
No way.
So nobody knows what it means, but when I found it, I thought that's cool as fuck.
I like that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So what I've done is I've flipped it into a positive.
Yeah.
And said, right, let's go and talk about Zito runs with like we've done with you.
Yeah.
We've spoke about your Zito run, but we flipped it on a positive.
No, wait, that's ace. So if you if you had any Americans approach this saying about the
One.
oh yeah.
Yeah, one. It's a part of Las Vegas where they say it.
Oh,
so
is it?
I'd imagine in Vegas everybody's too fucking caned out their heads.
Everyone's always on a Zito run.
Yeah. But that's what it means, and I think it holds like a subliminal message that when people understand what it means, it'll
Yeah.
like you'll probably won't forget that now.
No, I won't forget it.
You
Not
know,
at all. I was meaning to ask you the other day, but I just thought, why not ask you?
I think it's a bit of an anchor as well, because it is an anchor, because when people know what it means, they won't forget it. But at the same time, I think because it's such a weird name, people don't understand what the purpose of the podcast is.
Yeah,
it's just a podcast, but you know, it's
so you've worked it well, because you've done exactly what you said you were going to do.
And like the skull, so I made the skull, so it's like yin and yang, good and bad, addiction, recovery, dark, light, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, I like it.
So that's getting tattooed on me soon, mate.
Oh, is it?
Yeah.
Whereabouts?
On my chest.
On your chest?
Yeah.
Right there, like.
Yeah. I like it. It's cool.
I think it's cool as fuck.
People call me Zito now, which is a bit mad.
Yeah, well, I might start calling you Zito as well. Yeah. I Yeah, I love tattoos. I do.
And me,
I'm covered. I'm just finishing my left. Well, I'm finishing my right leg, but There's only little bits of like room left. I've just had my knee done. I had Rocco's because my right and left leg are all nostalgic tattoos. So my right leg is all the um. Is it all the computer games I've got? No, that's the left, isn't it? All the all the cartoons I used to watch as a kid.
how
So I've
old
got
are you?
38.
Dragon Ball Z?
Nah, fuck that.
Fucking come on, man. Get a
No,
grip.
Pokemon all day. I wasn't.
Goku would knock the fuck out of Pikachu.
So I've got Ren and Stimpy, He Man, fucking. I just had Rocco's Modern Life tattooed on my knee, like fucking Dick Dastardly, fucking Batman, fucking all
Yeah,
that
man.
shit. And
We're
then
the
on,
same age.
are we?
Yeah,
No way,
38.
really?
Yeah,
Fucking well, fair play to you because you're
yeah,
doing well as well, man.
yeah.
Do you reckon you would have thought about doing all this if you were still like taking drugs?
No,
No.
fucking hell
Did you
no.
not even have that thought in your head even when you were like the thoughts of doing these? Did you have these thoughts?
Yeah, it's weird, mate. I've always knew I was destined for something great, but I don't know what it is.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. I've had the same
I
thing.
still have it now.
Yeah,
Still have it now.
something's gonna something big will come out of all of
Yeah,
this.
I just feel as though something amazing. Don't get me wrong, really great things are happening, but I feel as though something life changing.
Yeah,
And again, that's a general statement when I talk about NLP.
mm,
That's a general statement. What life changing? What the fuck does that even mean?
yeah, yeah,
I've had loads of life changing moments this year, good and bad.
yeah, yeah.
So a positive experience, something really incredible is going to come out of this, I think, but I just don't know what it is.
Touch wood, it does for you,
Yeah.
bro.
Listen, mate, it's fucking freezing in here, and
I'm fucking yeah. No, she
I'm
is. Yeah,
going to start giving the eyes in a minute. It's like, get
I
the
could.
fuck out
She's
of
already started already because I can feel
here.
her.